So Exagoge is a Greek tragedy. That's what we're calling it. It really is. And so we needed to understand how the form works. So the way it works is generally this. There are anywhere from 3 to 6 main roles. There are main players. And then there's a Greek chorus, and the chorus is often operating in response to the main players. And the chorus is often made up of the citizenry or the people of the town, and they become the audience's surrogate. They are the way we see the play. We share their concerns, we share their anxieties, we share their joys. Also, Greek tragedy, the classic form, is that the main figure often has a fatal flaw, has something they can't see or they can't understand or gets in their way, and that often leads to their downfall. So Exagoge is utilizing those kind of tropes, those modalities in its telling. And the fun surprise for the audience, I'm going to give it away a little bit, is that it is a tragedy, which means Moses will be a tragic figure. And I'm not going to tell you exactly how, but there will be real challenges in his makeup that both make him a great leader and somebody at the end who doesn't make it to the promised land. And that's both the great hope and the great tragedy in the story itself. So at the time that the original play was written, which is the 2nd century BCE, I'm being really general, but a very good portion of the Jewish population lived in diaspora, and a lot of them lived in Alexandria, which was a center of learning. And then, a large portion also lived in Israel. So kind of much like today, we were in different places in the world and had different experiences because of being in those different places. And for those in Alexandria, for those living in these sort of Hellenistic lands, they would have been both separate and together. They would have been living separately perhaps from their non-Jewish neighbors, but would have been in the cultural conversation that wasn't necessarily inherently Jewish, that was more Hellenistic. And so they might have created things that felt like Greek theater because that was the world they were living in, that's what they knew. So the play wants to investigate that question of how we celebrate our connection to those who share our heritage, and how we also leave room for questioning and challenge and curiosity about the methods and about the values underneath it. And I think the play really tries to dig into that from the Hellenistic perspective, and therefore allows us to look at today in a unique light.